All right, folks, we're going to make a quick review of a course played recently called Grayson Park. Now, this course is actually outstanding. It was, I won't say it was the world's best golf course. I won't say it was a super stunning, like Myrtle Beach or course or something like that. But I will say it was a very good woods course. It was one of the better woods courses that I've ever played. It was actually, I would say, good enough to make me think of some courses that I played, like in Virginia, Maryland. Definitely, if not the best woods course that I've ever played, it was certainly up there. Now, I can't say it was the best one that I've ever played because it wasn't in the world's best condition. It just wasn't. It was in decent, playable condition, but I wouldn't say it was in great condition. A lot of the sand traps had grass growing out of the traps. I mean, it looks like, and a lot of the traps were sand, dirt, with some pebbles and stuff in them. So certainly, overall, the overall condition of the course was questionable. I would definitely say that it could have been in significantly better shape, no question about it, but it still was in pretty good shape, and it was definitely playable. Not about that either. It was a very decent playable condition, but the layout was just really nice. I think it was a great layout. That simple. It was a woods course. It was a fairly dangerous woods course in the sense that the woods on the side were very close to the fairway. Not too much space to hit on the sides, and ultimately what you could do very easily was hit balls into the woods from the center of the fairway. So one of the things you have to do on this course is you have to be very careful to keep balls in play, both off the tee and in your shots. And I think probably the one forgiving part of it was the approach shots to the green, because ultimately the greens were largely flat, if not flat out right, certainly with a mild upslope to the green, with a decent amount of space, some swales and so forth around the green. There's just nothing too dangerous, nothing too bad around the green. Some sand traps certainly, but nothing really too bad. It was definitely somewhat less than a slope 140 course. I would say it's probably about a 135. And the fact of the matter is, it was a really good course. I mean, it was a great, amazing amount of carries. None of the holes were really easy off the tee. They all had, almost every hole had some sort of carry in play off the tee. First hole had a 200-yard carry to the fairway off the back tees. It didn't get much easier from there. A lot of the holes had, say, 225 carries, maybe 250-yard carries from the back tees. And the only really thing that I thought was really a problem with it overall was that I think on definitely hole 13, 14, 15, 16, a couple of the holes, because the course starts off right behind the clubhouse and it goes around through the first 9, and it crosses the access road to the course. And there are 3 levels of roads that get to the course. One of them is a 2-lane highway that passes by 14 and 15. And the other one is a 2-lane road that goes off the 2-lane highway that goes past 16. And I think one hole on the front side also, number 2. And then there's, I think I vaguely remember one more tiny one, like a side road, or the cart path doubles back or goes around the clubhouse. Oh yeah, 16, 17, and 18. So it goes, 16 goes to the clubhouse, 17 goes away from the clubhouse, and 18 goes back to the clubhouse. So the tee shot on number 17 is right behind the parking lot where the clubhouse is. The tee shot on number 11 is just past the clubhouse, and it's next to the driving range. And then 18, the green, is just under the clubhouse. So all these are right around the parking lot that's near the clubhouse. So there are some holes where there's a fair amount of traffic noise. I think on a 2-lane highway, I never really got the chance to even hit a tee shot where there wasn't traffic coming by. When I hit, certainly on 13 and 16, 15 and 16, there was enough traffic coming on the access road to the clubhouse where I was, constantly having to wait for a car to pass by or something, or just go ahead and hit anyway. So there were a fair number of holes where there was actual traffic to contend with right off the tee, right off the green. Some noise coming from the clubhouse, people driving up in the clubhouse and talking, or the bathroom or the parking lot behind the clubhouse and talking on 16th green and 18th green, things like that. But for the most part, I think the course was pretty quiet. It was a really nice course. There weren't really any houses nearby. You definitely got back there in the woods, and it was just you in the woods and stuff in a number of the holes. It was pretty cool. So I wouldn't say it was the most quiet course, but at the same time, it wasn't all that noisy either. I mean, it was definitely noisy enough in a couple holes where it was a problem, but overall, I think it was pretty good. Certainly, I think 14, I pretty much just gave up and went ahead and played it. It was just, there just was no quiet spot there on 14 to tee off. And there was like a 175-yard carry off the back tees from that hole. So that hole, I think, is kind of a lost cause in that sense. But definitely it was the worst, definitely by far it was the worst hole on the course for traffic noise. There's, I think, a hole number 3 or something where there's a marina right through the woods off the tee box. It might be number 5 maybe. No, number 4. Yeah, definitely number 4, par 5, and you're hitting, and there's you can hear boats, starting up and stuff right in the water, just through the trees. But overall, a pretty good course. Now, the thing that was really outstanding about it was that the greens weren't really slow. They were decently slow, but they weren't really slow. Yeah, they weren't fast, but they weren't too slow either. They were okay. They were in decent condition, nice and short, just not bad at all. Greens at all to putt. But there were some spots in the fairway that were washed out in terms of grass dying. Certainly there were a lot of weeds and stuff that had been mowed down around the greens, and definitely there was grass in a lot of the traps. So it would definitely was not the world's best condition, but I still think the course was just so nice. There was so many good shots, so many good holes to play. It was really nice to play. It was just an awesome course to play it. It's 7,200 yards, slope 135, and it was just really a cut above average in terms of a course, but a cut below average in terms of maintenance. There's no doubt about that. So, but otherwise, I certainly recommended it. I think it was a great round. I definitely enjoyed playing it. It's called Grayson Lake Golf Course. It's actually, I think it's called Herndon's Lake or something. When you drive up there, the course has a different name than the overall park. It's a giant park next to a Grayson Lake Dam, way down Route 9, coming out of Cincinnati. It's like a 2.5, 3-hour drive down diagonally, and then to Grayson, which is a little town down there. And then the Grayson Lake Park is not far from there. The other option is to go way out 75 down the 63 and then cut over to the east, down to Louisville, and cut over to 63 and go east straight out there to Grayson. So I took the scenic route. It took me about 2.5 hours to go down there and 2.5 hours to come back. A lot of fun, nice drive, nice weather. It was hot as shit. It was unbelievable. It was up there. I felt like my brain was cooking. playing that course, and literally driving home, I was almost in a daze, but it was fun. Enjoyed it. Definitely recommend it. That's Grayson Lake Golf Course. I would give it a B despite the condition, B plus. I would say B plus despite the condition. It just was awesome. It was really, really, really nice round. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I cannot say that the condition was such a problem to stop me from doing so.